Say something. That's what she used to say. And I always wondered, what exactly do you want me to say? That will not make you angry? Because every word I spoke became a weapon against me. You talk too much, she would say in the morning. By evening, you don't even know how to speak. Tell me, how can both be true? I started answering her. Inside my head instead. If I speak, you punish me. If I stay silent, you humiliate me. So I chose silence. But silence did not save me. One day she said, "You think you are a good woman?" I didn't answer. She stepped closer. "This house runs because of me." Still I didn't answer. Then came the words that still echo in my ears. "You have no place here." I remember asking quietly, "What did I do?" She laughed. "That question itself is your mistake." I stood there, looking at her face, trying to find even one drop of mercy. There was none. "You ruined this family," she said. And in my mind, a voice screamed, "I built this family with love." But my lips didn't move. Then she said it. "Leave." I thought I misheard. "Leave this house." She repeated louder. I looked around, at the walls I cleaned, the kitchen I cooked in, the room I cried in. "My child lives here," I whispered. She replied without blinking. "Then take your child and go." That moment was darker than night. Not because I was thrown out, but because it was done. Without guilt, I walked out, like someone walking out of their own body. Outside, the world felt strange. Cars passed. People laughed. Life continued. And I was standing there, homeless in my own life. I asked myself, how does a family turn into strangers? That night, I spoke to myself. Maybe you were not enough. Then another voice replied, no, they wanted control. Cried until my body hurt. Not loudly, quietly, because even then, I felt ashamed of my pain. Days later, people started talking. She must have done something. No one throws out a good woman. Their words hurt, but not as much as the silence of those who knew the truth. I wanted to ask the world, why do you always ask what the woman did wrong? Why not ask why someone abused her? I replayed her voice again and again. You are useless. You are nothing. You should be grateful. We kept you this long. At some point, those words started living inside me. I began doubting myself. Then one night, I looked at my child sleeping, and I heard another voice. If you accept this, your child will learn to accept pain too. That voice was stronger than fear. That voice was my revenge. Not revenge with shouting. Not revenge with hate. Revenge with survival. I stopped asking for their acceptance. I stopped explaining my pain. I started rebuilding myself from nothing. Some days, I wanted to go back. Not because I missed them, but because being broken felt familiar, and healing felt terrifying. But every time it felt weak. I remembered her face when she said, leave. And I told myself, I will never give you the satisfaction of seeing me destroyed. They thought throwing me out would erase me. They were wrong. It sharpened me. I became quieter, but stronger. And one day, they will ask, how did she survive? And the answer will be simple. Because abuse does not kill women. Silence does. And I finally broke mine. I thought the worst was over. The day I left that house, I was wrong. Pain doesn't end when you walk away. Sometimes, that's when it really begins. Days passed. No one called. Not to ask if I was alive. Not to ask where I was sleeping. Not even to ask about the child. Inside my head, a voice whispered, see how easy it was for them to erase you. I answered that voice softly. They erased themselves from my life. But strength doesn't come every day. Some mornings, I woke up strong. Other mornings, I couldn't even breathe properly. Then one day, the phone rang. I stared at the screen. Her name. My heart started beating fast. Part of me wanted to ignore it. Part of me wanted answers. Picked up. Her voice was calm. Too calm. Why are you creating drama? She asked. I laughed. Not loudly. Not happily. Just one small laugh. That escape. Drama. I replied. You threw me out. She paused. Then she said, don't exaggerate. That sentence cut deeper than the abuse. In that moment, I realized something. Abusers never remember what they did. They only remember how you reacted. You should come back. She continued. People are talking. There it was. Not guilt. Not regret. Fear of society. I asked quietly, did you call to ask if I was okay? Silence. That silence answered everything. Later, others started calling. You should adjust. Think about the family. Think about your child. I wanted to ask them, where were you when I was abused? But I already knew the answer. Watching is easier than standing up. One evening, I sat alone and spoke to myself. What if you go back? One voice asked. At least you'll have a roof. Another voice answered. And lose yourself again? That night, I made a decision that I would never return to a place where my pain was called drama. Then something strange happened. They changed their tone. Messages came. We missed the child. This is still your home. Let's forget the past. Forget. As if abuse is a small mistake. The house feels colder than I remember. Not because of the winter outside, but because respect has completely died in these walls. I look at her, my mother-in-law, and I feel something I haven't felt in years, clarity. I speak quietly, but every word carries the weight of my silence over the years. I didn't just leave that day. You threw away your own humanity. She laughs sharp and bitter. Don't act innocent. A woman without parents has no place in my house. My hands tremble, not from fear, but from all the pain I swallowed, the insults, the control, the way she turned my own husband against me. I stayed quiet when you insulted my parents. I stayed quiet when you controlled my son. I stayed quiet when you turned my husband against me. I say, my voice steady now like steel. She looks away. I see it, the tiniest crack in her armor. Silence can be louder than screams. You should be grateful I let you stay this long, she says finally. I smile. Not a happy smile. A dangerous one. You didn't let me stay. I survived. I tell her. Just then my husband walks in. Confused, tired, unsure which side to choose. Why are you back? He asks. Haven't you caused enough drama? I swallow the hurt. My voice doesn't shake. I didn't come back for shelter. I came back for truth. I pull out the evidence I've collected. Property papers, medical reports, audio recordings. You told everyone I was useless. You forgot one thing I earned. I paid the bills. I saved this family from collapse. I say, letting each word sink into the air between us. Her face pales. These are lies, she hisses. I lean in slightly, calm but unyielding. Lies don't have signatures. My husband whispers almost to himself. Amy, is this true? Her silence says more than words ever could. I step closer, my heart pounding. Not with anger but with certainty. You threw me out thinking I'd beg to return. I rebuilt myself. I healed. And I learned something dangerous. I kneel before my son at the doorway, seeing the fear and the confusion in his eyes. They try to teach you hate. I'll teach you strength. I tell him softly. I stand, straighten my shoulders and face them one last time. I don't want revenge that spills blood. I want the kind that wakes you up every night. Then I walk to the door, my footsteps echoing in the empty house. You lost me when you humiliated me. Now you'll watch me rise. While you explain to the world why the woman you tried to destroy became stronger without you. The door closes behind me. No screams. No fights. Just regret. And the quiet punishment of truth.